Hello, my friends. Welcome to the King English Podcast. My name is Tom, and today we are going to talk about a very important topic. The title is From Thinking to Speaking. How to train your brain and mouth. I want to ask you a question. Have you ever had this experience? You can read English, you can understand English, maybe you can even write in English. But when it is time to speak, suddenly you freeze. Your brain is full of ideas, but your mouth is empty. No words come out. This is something very common. I had the same problem too. I could sit down and read English books. I could watch English movies with or without subtitles. I could write essays and do homework. But the moment I tried to open my mouth, I felt stuck. What happened? My brain was working in Vietnamese. Every time I wanted to say something, I first thought in Vietnamese. Then I tried to translate word by word into English. By the time the words came out, they were slow, broken, and sometimes wrong. People could not understand me clearly, and I felt embarrassed. I felt like I was failing. For a long time, I asked myself, why? Why is it so hard to speak? Why can I understand but not express myself? Then one day, I discovered something important. The brain and the mouth are two different systems. My brain could store English knowledge, but my mouth did not know how to use it. They were not connected. Think of it like this. Imagine you have a big library in your house. The shelves are full of books, but the doors of the library are locked. Nobody can come in and take the books. The books are there, but they are useless. That was my English. I had knowledge in my head, but I could not release it with my mouth. So I understood that if I wanted to speak fluently, I needed to train both the brain and the mouth. Not just one, but both at the same time. That was the start of a new journey for me. Let us begin with training the brain. The first thing I learned was to stop translating. Translating is like a heavy backpack. It slows you down. Every time you want to speak, you have to carry this backpack, open it, and search for the right words. It is too slow. If you want to speak fluently, you must think directly in English. At the beginning, it was difficult. My brain always wanted to go back to Vietnamese. So I started with very simple sentences. I told myself, I am hungry. I want water. I will go outside. They were easy sentences, but they were powerful. Because each time I said them, my brain was practicing thinking in English without translation. My brain started to accept English as normal. Another method I used was shadowing. This means listening to native speakers and repeating at the same time, like an echo. For example, if I listened to a podcast, I repeated immediately after the speaker. At first, my timing was bad. I was late. But with practice, my brain learned to react quickly. I did not have time to translate. I had to follow the rhythm. Shadowing forced me to connect listening and speaking in real time. This trained my brain to respond faster, and it gave me confidence. I also discovered the power of learning in chunks. A chunk is a group of words that go together naturally, like ready-made expressions. Instead of learning single words like water or hungry, I learned full phrases like I would like some water or I am really hungry right now. When you learn chunks, your brain does not have to build sentences word by word. The phrases are ready to use. This makes speaking more natural and smooth. So training the brain was about 3 things. First, stop translating. Second, practice. Shadowing. Third, learn chunks. These simple habits gave me a strong foundation, but brain training alone was not enough. I had another problem. My mouth was not used to English sounds. My tongue, lips, and breath were trained for Vietnamese, not for English. That is why, even when I knew the words, they came out unclear or slow. I realized my mouth needed training like a muscle. Think about when someone goes to the gym. At first, they cannot lift heavy weights. Their muscles are weak. But with practice, the muscles grow stronger. The same is true with the mouth. The muscles of the mouth need daily training to pronounce English sounds clearly. So I started reading out loud every day. I chose simple stories, podcasts, or even my own notes. I read slowly, carefully, and clearly. At the beginning, it felt strange. My mouth was not flexible, but with time, it became easier. Reading out loud every day trained my tongue and lips to move naturally in English. I also practiced tongue twisters. These are funny sentences with difficult sounds. At first, I made many mistakes and laughed at myself. But the practice helped me a lot. It made my mouth more flexible. It also made learning fun. Another method was recording my voice. I spoke into my phone, then I listened back. Sometimes I was shocked by how I sounded. But listening to myself gave me the chance to correct mistakes. I could compare my voice with native speakers and make adjustments. This step was very powerful because it gave me self-awareness. Over time, something amazing happened. My brain and my mouth started to work together. I stopped thinking in Vietnamese. The words came directly in English. My brain produced the phrases and my mouth delivered them clearly. This was the transformation. It did not happen in one day. It happened little by little. But each day, I felt more free. Free to express myself. Free to connect with people. Free to live in another language. Speaking English is not about perfect grammar. It is not about big words. It is about courage. It is about practice. It is about training your brain and training your mouth until they move together as one. Every single word you speak, even if it is wrong, is a step closer to fluency. Every sentence you try, even with mistakes, is proof that you are alive in the language. So my message to you is this: start today. Let your brain dream in English. Let your mouth sing in English. Do not wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. The distance between thinking and speaking is just one step, and you have the power to take it. If this story inspires you, please like this video and follow my channel. Together, we will keep training the brain and the mouth until English becomes a natural part of your life. Welcome back, my friends. In the first part, we talked about the idea of connecting the brain and the mouth. We also talked about how to stop translating, how to shadow, how to learn in chunks, and how to train your mouth like a muscle. Now let us go deeper into the daily practice that can help you build this skill. When I first started, I thought practice meant only learning more words. I tried to memorize long vocabulary lists, but the truth is, memorizing words is not the same as speaking. Speaking is action. Speaking is using the words in real life. So, I had to change my approach. One technique that helped me a lot was thinking in English during daily activities. For example, when I woke up in the morning, I would say in my mind, I am getting out of bed. I am brushing my teeth. I am making breakfast. At first, the sentences were simple, but they were powerful. This exercise forced me to connect my daily life with English. Later, I made it a game. Whenever I saw something around me, I described it in English. If I saw a tree, I said, "That is a big tree." If I saw the sky, I said, "The sky is blue today." If I met a friend, I thought, "He is walking fast." These small descriptions trained my brain to think in English. Naturally, another important step was to use English in conversations with myself. I talked to myself when I was alone. I asked questions and answered them. For example, I would say, "What should I eat for lunch?" Then I answered, "Maybe I will eat rice, or maybe I will eat noodles." This simple self-talk created fluency. It gave me the chance to practice speaking without fear of judgment. After that, I joined English-speaking groups. This was not easy for me. At the beginning, I felt shy. I worried about making mistakes, but I told myself mistakes are part of the process. I remembered that every word, even wrong words, bring me closer to fluency. So I joined online groups and language exchange meetings. Slowly, I became more confident. Shadowing also became a daily routine. I picked a short video, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. I listened, paused, and repeated. Then I tried again without pausing. Sometimes I repeated the same video 10 times. It was tiring, but I could feel my brain and mouth connecting. I could feel my timing getting faster. I could feel my pronunciation becoming clearer. One powerful habit was recording my shadowing practice. Voice. I asked myself, does my rhythm match? Does my stress match? Am I missing a sound? This practice was like a mirror. It showed me my weak points. And when I improved, I could hear the progress with my own ears. Let us talk more about training. The mouth. Many learners think pronunciation is about memorizing symbols in the dictionary. But pronunciation is physical. It is about the position of the tongue, the movement of the lips, the control of the breath. That is why reading out loud every day is so helpful. When I read out loud, I focused on clarity, not speed. I slowed down. I opened my mouth. I paid attention to every sound. Each time I practiced, my mouth became stronger. I also learned to exaggerate. For example, when I practiced the TH sound, I put my tongue clearly between my teeth. It looked funny, but it trained my mouth to remember the correct position. After exaggerating many times, the sound became automatic. Another exercise I used was tongue twisters. They are fun and challenging. At first, I could not say them quickly, but with time, my speed improved. These exercises built flexibility in my mouth. I want to remind you of something important. Fluency is not perfection. Many learners wait until they feel perfect before speaking. But that moment never comes. You must speak now, with mistakes. Fluency is about flow, not about never making errors. Think of children. When they learn to speak, they make many mistakes. They use the wrong words. Their sentences are not complete. But they keep talking. They learn by doing. You can do the same. Be like a child. Do not be afraid of mistakes. Now, let us talk about confidence. Confidence is not something you wait for. It is something you build through action. Every time you speak, even if you are nervous, you are building confidence. Confidence grows when you use your voice. One thing that helped me was celebrating small wins. If I could speak one correct sentence, I celebrated. If I could have a short conversation, I celebrated. These small wins gave me motivation to keep going. Motivation is also very important. Sometimes you will feel tired. Sometimes you will feel that progress is slow. In those moments, you must remember your purpose. Why do you want to speak English? Maybe you want to study abroad. Maybe you want to get a better job. Maybe you want to travel. Whatever your reason, keep it close to your heart. That reason will push you forward when you feel weak. Another important point is consistency. Training the brain and the mouth is like planting a tree. If you water the tree every day, it grows strong. If you forget to water it, the tree becomes weak. The same is true for English. Practice every day, even if only 10 minutes. Do not stop. Small daily steps are more powerful than long study once a month. And here is something that may surprise you. Rest is also part of training. Your brain needs time to process what you learn. Your mouth needs time to relax. If you feel too tired, take a short break, then come back stronger. Do not quit, but respect your energy. Remember, training the brain and the mouth is not just about language. It is about connection. Language is the bridge between people. When you can think and speak in English, you open the door to the world. You can share your ideas. You can learn from others. You can build new opportunities. So let us summarize this part. Practice thinking in English during daily activities. Describe what you see. Talk to yourself. Join groups. Use shadowing. Record your voice. Read out loud, slowly and clearly. Exaggerate difficult sounds. Play with tongue twisters. Celebrate small wins. Stay motivated. Practice every day. Respect your energy. This is how you move, step by step, from thinking to speaking. And, once again, if you find this podcast helpful, please like this video and follow my channel. That way, you can continue learning with me. Together, we will keep growing. Welcome back again, my friends. In part 1 and part 2, we talked about many methods to train your brain and your mouth. We talked about daily practice, self-talk, shadowing, reading out loud, and building confidence. Now, in this last part, I want to go even deeper. I want to share more about the mindset, the discipline, and the lifestyle that can take you from thinking to speaking in English. Let us start with mindset. The way you think about English is just as important as the way you practice it. Many learners believe that speaking English is only for smart people or only for people who travel abroad. This belief is not true. Speaking English is a skill, and skills are built through practice. Just like riding a bike, playing the guitar, or cooking, anybody can learn if they are willing to practice. So the first step in mindset is belief. Believe that you can speak English. Believe that you can improve. When you believe, you will take action. And when you take action, you will see results. The second part of mindset is patience. Speaking fluently does not happen in 1 week or 1 month. It takes time. Many learners quit because they feel slow progress. But the truth is, progress is always happening, even when you cannot see it. Seeds grow underground before you see the plant. So be patient with yourself. Your English is growing even when you do not notice it. The third part of mindset is courage. You must accept mistakes. Mistakes are not failures. Mistakes are teachers. Every mistake shows you where to improve. So, instead of feeling bad when you make a mistake, smile and say, "Thank you. This mistake helped me learn." With this courage, you will speak more and more. Now, let us talk about discipline. Discipline is doing the practice even when you do not feel like it. Sometimes you will be tired. Sometimes you will be busy. But if you want fluency, you must find time. Even 10 minutes a day is powerful. Think of discipline as a promise to yourself. A promise that you will not give up. One method I used was setting a routine. For example, every morning after breakfast, I practiced shadowing for 10 minutes. Every evening before bed, I read a short story out loud. Because it was routine, I did not have to think about it. It became automatic. Like brushing my teeth, this routine gave me discipline without stress. Another tip is to track your progress. I kept a small notebook. Each day, I wrote down what I practiced. For example, today I shadowed for 10 minutes. Today I recorded myself. Today I joined a speaking group. When I looked back at the notebook after 1 month, I could see all the practice I had done. This gave me motivation. It showed me that I was moving forward, step by step. Discipline is not about being perfect. It is about not giving up. Even if you miss one day, come back the next day. Do not let one mistake stop you. Always return to the path. Now, let us look at lifestyle. To really connect your brain and mouth, English must become part of your daily life. Not only in study time, but in everything you do. For example, I changed the language of my phone and computer to English. At first, it was confusing, but soon I started to learn many useful words. I listened to English music and podcasts while walking or cooking. I watched English movies and tried to repeat the lines. I even wrote my shopping list in English. Slowly, English became part of my life. This immersion is powerful. It tells your brain, English is not just a school subject. English is a living language. English is part of me. When you surround yourself with English, your brain starts to think in English automatically. Let me give you another example. When I traveled to another city, I pretended I was a tourist. I described the places in English. I asked myself questions in English, even when nobody else was listening. This small trick created an English environment for me, even in my own country. If you cannot travel, do not worry. You can create immersion at home. Talk to yourself. Label objects in your house with English names. Join online communities. Read English news. Step by step, English will become natural. Now I want to share about the transformation again, but in more detail. At the beginning of my journey, I was shy. I avoided speaking. I thought people would laugh at me. But after months of practice, I noticed something different. When I wanted to say something, the words came out faster. When I spoke, people understood me better. I was no longer afraid to join conversations. My brain and my mouth were finally working together. This transformation is not magic. It is training. It is practice. It is belief. And if it happened to me, it can happen to you, too. So what should you remember from all of this? First, train your brain. Stop translating. Think directly in English. Practice shadowing. Learn chunks. Second, train your mouth. Read out loud. Record your voice. Use tongue twisters. Exaggerate sounds. Third, practice daily. Think in English during daily life. Talk to yourself. Join speaking groups. Fourth, build your mindset. Believe in yourself. Be patient. Be courageous. Fifth, stay disciplined. Make a routine. Track your progress. Do not quit. Sixth, create immersion. Surround yourself with English. Make it part of your lifestyle. If you follow these steps, slowly but surely, you will move from thinking to speaking. Your brain and your mouth will work together, and you will feel free to express yourself in English. Remember, fluency is not perfection. Fluency is connection. Every time you use English, you are building a bridge to the world. Do not wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. So I invite you to start today. Take one step, say one sentence, make one mistake. Celebrate one small win, then repeat tomorrow. Day by day, you will transform. My friends, thank you for joining me in this episode of the King English Podcast. I hope my story inspires you. If you enjoyed this, please like this video and follow my channel. Together, we will keep training the brain and the mouth. Together, we will keep growing. Together, we will make English a natural part of who you are. So keep speaking, keep practicing, and keep believing. From thinking to speaking, your journey has already begun.